some of the biggest idiots out there are people who are absolute fake-ass Christians and will claim that they're Christians, and they don't know they know not one iota of the meaning of the word. You could wrap it in quotes, Christian. Christian in name only. In name only. Okay? They're nothing of the kind at all. And they're a bunch of know-nothings who know nothing about what's going on in this world because they know absolutely nothing about the occult manipulation that is working on their minds. And then they want to have something to say about somebody who's actually trying to tell them about it from first-hand experience, that has the game plan of their owners, that has all the manipulation tactics of their owners, and has laid it out for them to understand, and they still don't want to understand how their minds are being owned and ruled. Now, you're selling your children into slavery, and you're a bunch of immoral people who Christ would have looked at, whether you want to look at that as an archetypal figure. I don't care about what people want to say about astrotheology, whether the person is real or not. It's not the point, okay? Whether the actual man talked about in the New Testament is real, okay? That concept, the Christ consciousness, whatever, the being, the teacher, the group of teachers, okay? The astrotheological, allegorical mythos of the Christ, however you want to look at it, I don't care. I'm saying that energy would look at somebody like these complete fake Christians, and it would spit at them. It would spit on them, okay? Because they are doing nothing to try to actually wage a war against tyranny. Nothing. Because they don't understand any causal factors, and they've bought into this salvationist occultism, which is where it comes out of. Salvationism comes directly out of satanic occultism. All right? And anybody that thinks that you're supposed to sit here, let all the tyranny and evil completely run amok and take over this world, and all you need to do is believe on something and believe in a concept or an idea or a person that's some externalized power or externalized savior, and you're not going to actually take any real world action in this world, you are part of the tyranny. You are part of it, and that makes you evil. These Christians are Satanists and think that they're Christians. Salvationism came directly out of the dark occult, folks. Directly out of the dark occult. And all the so-called Christian morons out there who think that that's Christianity, you're a bunch of children, and moreover than that, you're evil tyrant supporters. You are the people who are supporting the tyranny in the world, and they want to say, God has ordained this government. And it's giving the authority to the government to try to reel in all the evil of the world. I mean, you know what you are? You're Nazi supporters. That's what these stupid right-wing so-called Christians that are just nothing but absolute fake Christians and believe in salvationism. They don't even understand how owned their minds and souls are. And they would have the nerve to put a label of Christian on themselves. You're garbage is what you are. Garbage. Okay? And like I said, I'm coming out no holds barred because I'm done with people. I'm done. I'm done even talking about it nicely. If people can't see how completely mind-controlled and ignorant this race of golems called humanity is in the modern world, you're sick if you can't see it. And you don't understand how religion has played into that. And the New Age movement is no different. All of them out there teaching submission because of some absolute crazy, false notion of what karma is. And they'll say, oh, well, all this tyranny might be going on because of stuff we did in past lives. As if this somehow excuses all the evil that's going in the world. I mean, you have to be kidding me. These people are children. They've bought into utter nonsense. Complete false, pseudo-spiritual teachings. And I told you where that came out of when I did the New Age BS seminar and all that material. It comes out of the dark occult. It comes out of Satanism. Dark occultists put out the whole salvationist belief system. They put out all this nonsense about waiting for extraterrestrial races that are going to swoop in here and save us, and there's going to be some big ascension. You know, they're going to come down in their crafts and save us. They've given us this completely false New Age garbage spirituality that has nothing to do with real spirituality. They put that out through the Lucis Trust Publishing House and other fake publishing houses to spread pseudo-spiritual garbage into the population of absolutely ignorant, naive slaves that are willing to buy that crap and then spit it back out for other people. I'm just tired of it, people. I'm just tired of it, man. I'm tired of how ignorant this world is. It feels like it's an avalanche of ignorance that's out there. It's an avalanche of ignorance. And it's just drowning the people who have any semblance of what's really going on in the world. So I just wanted to give that rant real quick before I move into the actual material for tonight, because, I popped my head into the YouTube page where my interview was at just to check out how many views it's getting, and you just see the absolute drivel nonsense that is going on in the comments, to a point where, I of course I don't go back and keep reading this garbage. I mean, seeing it once is too much, you just want to say, let me just check in here real quick and see how humanity is progressing. And the answer is, we're not progressing, we're degrading. Further and further and further degrading. And religion is one of the biggest problems with it, And they can't understand that that's all. You're believing in a belief system that was invented by your enslavers, dunce. It was invented by your enslavers, especially the salvationist version of it. The other version is all astrotheology about the inconquerable sun, Sol Invictus, from the Roman Empire, written by the Flavian dynasty and the Piso family, the last Flavian emperors. But they don't want to research any of that history, No, because that might involve knowledge. We don't need knowledge. Let's burn all the books in the world. All we need is this one. Just like the good Nazis that they are. They're no different than the Nazis were. Let's burn all the books. We only need our ideology. You're a bunch of clowns. You're clowned by your owners. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What on Earth is Happening here on RBN. I'm your host, Mark Passio. My website, whatonearthishappening.com. Just going to wrap up, my take on these religious followers, these empty-headed religionists, essentially commenting on something that they don't understand when somebody's trying to explain how occult manipulation is accomplished in society. And they want to say asinine things, like, I couldn't have gotten out of the dark occult, There's no such thing as reforming. Once you're that way forever. It just shows their sick worldview. It shows their view of quote-unquote human nature, which is a big segue of what I'm going to start talking about tonight and into the coming weeks. How people are convinced that human nature is a certain way. They don't understand that human nature is programmable and therefore changeable. They show their completely sick, twisted, poisoned worldview about people's ability to change, and that's why they're part of the slavery system. Because their mind is wholly owned by those worldview dynamics. And as long as that worldview doesn't change, they are absolutely incapable of creating any positive change in the world. Certainly not by the sick, twisted religious dogma that was given to them by their enslavers. Because that's where that came from. Okay? That's where those elements of biblical teachings came from. Certainly the elements of the neo-Christian salvationist movement, which is absolute Satanism. And if they don't understand that, look, I don't need to say anything else. I was a priest in the Church of Satan. I know who's putting out these agendas. They don't. Period. I was there from first-hand experience. I'm trying to explain to you things that they told me that they were doing. And one of the things that I have remained silent about all too long, but I'm done with even trying to maintain any niceties anymore. Because where this world is going is to utter hell. We're already in hell, folks. If you don't understand, you're in hell now. Okay? You don't know what's really going on. You're not on earth, you're in hell. I should call this show what in hell is happening instead of what on earth is happening, because there is no more earth anymore. It's a hell world. It's a hell planet. Okay? And it's just people are too stupid to understand that we've put ourselves into a hell world. We've created hell. You know? Hell is something that doesn't need to exist. We're building it. We've built it. Past tense, I should say. These idiots don't understand they've been given a cage, a mental cage, and they're all happily living in it. Happily living in it, saying, my religious mental cage programming, head cage programming is the best. And it's better than all the other head cage programs that are out there. You know? They're a joke. They're children. They're children who the joke is played on them. Like I said, they're clowned. Completely clowned by their owners. Their owners are dying laughing at them. It's just they can't get the belly laughs out. You know, they're just choking themselves from laughter. Like I said, I consider this show a comedy show. Because the Satanists who run the world, the dark occultists who run this world, they're laughing at my efforts to try to get any modicum of understanding out to the golem population. These people are brain dead. They're incapable of understanding. It's like trying to teach mathematics to a dog. You're never going to be able to do it. The capacity isn't there. I mean, that's really what I'm beginning to think. You know? That the effort is entirely wasted. Because we have a population of absolute dumbed down animals that are beyond animals. Most animals have more intelligence than most humans. You know? And I just think they don't have the capacity to grasp it. That's how completely golemized they have become.